This is important because firstly it confirms that Gauteng is indeed the industrial heartland of our country and is the commercial center because you have all these big and small companies. You've got foreign funds, you've got pension funds, you've got DFIs from all different parts of the continent, and you also have people outside the continent coming here. So it is very important because it affirms and confirms our strategic role in the economy of the country. But it also gives us an opportunity to be able to direct investment in different parts of not the province only, but even in the country. And that's why I said that strategic role becomes important. And it also gives exposure to the province because as people come here, they will be able to go back and talk about. So in a way, going forward, it will contribute towards increasing our tourism numbers. And it also contributes towards destination marketing as well.
The province is one of the most urbanized, yet it's very populated. There is a need to create real, tangible jobs that people can feel that these are more than just top-line investments that we speak about. How do you translate such conversation to the everyman's life and language?
I think that's the big challenge because my view is that Gauteng it takes responsibility for everybody's problems. So if jobs are not created in other provinces, if education opportunities are not provided, if houses are not built, if health system is not working in all other provinces, if education is not working, they all come here. So you can't say people shouldn't come here because this is the center. The issue is how do you deal with that? Because as you know, the economy has not been doing well for some time, and it's not just a South African problem. There was a point where we were responsible ourselves for some of the mess that we see here, the leadership that we had, and the decisions that we took. But the third thing for me is that the economy is creating jobs, but not at the scale and the speed with which is required. So an opportunity like this hopefully will help to impact on economic growth and not meaningless economic growth, but economic growth that can be translated into creation of jobs and creation of opportunities, especially for small, medium enterprises.
Let me see, one of the things that emanated from some of the earlier sessions was the need to scale up, speed up, and synergize. Really, the message there being that we are better together. What does that mean for the Gauteng province when you look not only at the country, but as a hub for Southern Africa and the rest of the continent? Who do you collaborate with? Where do you speed up? And where do you synergize?
I think the first thing that we must do is to sell South Africa as one. And you don't have Gauteng, KZN, Western Cape, but we work together. And if we get that sense that there's one South Africa, the different provinces are there. It's an administrative thing. It's just for convenience and coordination. But at the end of the day, our destiny is tied together, and you can't talk economic development or growth in any province to the exclusion of the rest of the country. So that solidification of one country led by one president, we have one cabinet, get agencies like DTI, departments like DTI taking a lead and coordinating all of us, that's one. But secondly, making sure that we focus on our because we all have different strengths and weaknesses. What is our strength in Gauteng? You look at the fact that our economy is diversified, but there are certain industries that are already here, that are strong, that are doing well. like the automotive, for instance, if you take the BPO and all that, look at other provinces and say what is your strength, and that way we make sure that we coordinate, because if we are able to do it well, we will do away with the red tape, we do away with unnecessary competition, and we all focus on delivering, and I think that's what we need to do.
Final rep, MEC. During the earlier panel, we had the Development Bank of Southern Africa really making a charge for it, saying that they're willing to invest more in ICT this year than ever before. That's an opportunity. The Premier was asking for a meeting with the Development Bank of South Africa, a meeting which I assume you should be part of. What do you say? How do you get them to invest that money here? Do you have projects that are investment ready?
We've got a lot of projects that are investment ready as government, firstly, but secondly, there's a lot as well in the private sector. And we're not just looking at what we have only, but of course, because we've got budgetary constraints, we want to work with the private sector. And some of those projects, we will be showcasing them here. I mean, there's one or two big cities that are coming up. Val River City, for instance, it's one of those, which is very important for the economy of that area. As you know, that the Val area is one of the economically depressed. So if we're able to unlock a project like that, which was dependent on bulk infrastructure, dependent on road infrastructure, from the province already, we have committed that we'll build roads leading to that city. At the national level, government is intervening on issues of bulk infrastructure, and it means the developers will be able to take the development forward. And that's the type of collaboration we want to see. We need schools here, so it's not just about economic infrastructure as well. We are going through the triple P route to say people who've got money must come build for us, and will pay over a period of time, because as you correctly said, immigration is one of the biggest challenges here. We need hospitals, big hospitals. We need to maintain them, sustain them, build more. We need to have technology in our hospitals. As you know, in our education institutions, we had already started. But if you look at health, that's one big opportunity. And if we can be able to deploy and utilize technology efficiently, we can deal with half of the problems that you have there, the inefficiencies, the shrinkage in medication, the huge lines and all that. So there's always projects in abundance for investment, and we welcome anybody who wants to work with us.